everybody, you're welcome. Video number 8. The song is Lost Behind the Walls because that's what I was. And here is the name for today, Jeana. Jeana, I want to say happy anniversary to you. 33 years now we've been married. You took a risk years ago by marrying me. We met on a blind date, craziest thing ever. And my squad leader said, hey, I got a girl I want you to meet. And I went and I met her and he introduced himself to her. And I was like, are you serious? You said you knew her. He didn't know her. His wife knew her and said, bring home a GI for my new friend that she had only known for 2 weeks. Crazy. Blind date led to us getting married. And that was a risk for you. I know it was. I was drinking a lot. I was still trying to break from things of my past and the immediate past back then. I was just a dysfunctional, pretty sad person. And I met you and we got married and God used you to turn me around and say to me, Alan, you're no longer going to be about you. You're going to be about other people. And you took a risk because other people would have probably told you, don't marry that dude. It's high risk. He's not going to make it. And I know you took a risk. You didn't do it the way the Bible exactly says do it, but I appreciate it because God used you to pull me out of the dark forest. God used you to pull me out of a dark hole that I was in. And he peeled me back and he brought redemption to my life through you, Jeana, my sweet wife, my sweet friend, my sweet sister in the Lord, and you're an amazing pastor's wife on top of that. I want to say thank you, Jeana, for all the stuff you put up with for 33 years. It's been an amazing run, but you stayed in the Army with me for 11 years. You were faithful when I deployed to Iraq. You were faithful when we had to say goodbyes in the parking lot. You were faithful when we had to move from here to Europe and Europe to back and then to Fort Campbell and the 101st Airborne. You were very, very faithful, and I've just remembered all that. You're such an honorable person. Thank you, thank you, thank you for who you are, Jeana. You're just a special person, not only in my life, but in everybody's life. You're just that person that's life-giving. You're amazing. You've always been that life-giving person. And I'm glad that God ran us together to work this thing out in my life and to do so much more than I could have ever thought or imagined. I remember back when I said I'm called to ministry in a little black church, and you said, oh my goodness, you didn't want to marry a pastor's wife, and then God moved in on you and he called me to the ministry. And I remember the look on Reverend Mitchell's face when he saw me coming down that aisle, big old white boy coming down a little black church, and you were like, what are you doing? I'll never forget that night, Jeana. It was hilarious. But then we left Europe, got out of the military, and then went to Southwestern Seminary in Fort Worth on the Hill, and you worked me through 2 degrees there, and then you worked me through another one at Gordon Conwell, and you're just a great, great blessing in my life. I wouldn't have any of the things that I've accomplished with the depth in which you brought to my life without you being there. God has used you in such a great way. I always like to tell you, Jeana, thank you. And I know you used to look at me like, what are you talking about? But I'm still thankful for the risk you took all them years ago. I know you like the song Reckless Love, and you did take you had reckless love when you started reaching out to me, and you stuck with me. When we were almost done, you stuck with me. I really appreciate it. I haven't forgotten about that. You're just a blessing, Jeana. I appreciate you. You're a great help in the ministry. You're a great help in my life. You're a wonderful wife. You're a wonderful sister. You're a wonderful friend. And you're an amazing pastor's wife. I've watched you take selfies with bikers when nobody else is taking selfies with the bikers at the pastor's conference that one time. I've watched you reach out to that homeless lady in Fort Worth, Texas, and you gave her the coat off your back. I remember watching you do that. I've just remembered when I was ready to quit on people, you said, we're not quitting. And I just appreciate it. I've learned so much from you. And I want to say happy anniversary. Birthdays and anniversaries are reminders not only of the blessing of God on our marriage, but also the blessing of God on you as an individual person, that you are just an amazing person created by God. Psalm 139 verse 14 says you're fearfully and wonderfully made. Philippians chapter 1, verses 5 and 6 says, thankful for the partnership, and he'll complete it until the day of Jesus Christ. I'm believing that for you. You're an amazing blessing. Your family is a blessing. I'm glad I met y'all. Without you guys, I'd probably be dead. And I wanted to say how much I love you, honey. You're a blessing. Happy anniversary. And for the days that I get to be alive and we get to serve the Lord together, you count me in. I love you. Happy anniversary.